Are you looking for the perfect citrus tree to grow in a container? Well, look no further. Stay tuned. When coming into the world of citrus trees, it can be extremely difficult to choose a variety that's going to be right for you. And when we start talking about growing citrus trees in pots, it actually makes the decision a lot more difficult because we really have to choose a tree that's going to be highly productive while still being in a pot, and also something that's grafted on the right rootstock to have that restricted root growth and still grow well. So those are things that we really need to keep in mind, and they're things that really weigh on my decision. With that being said, my personal tree of choice to grow in a container, if you couldn't grow any other tree and you're just short on space and you have to make a decision, it's definitely going to be the Kumquat. This tree in front of me is specifically the Maywa Kumquat. The reason I love this tree so much is that it's super productive and the fruit tastes really good. And something that's really interesting about the Kumquat is that you eat both the skin and the flesh inside. Now the fruit does have a few seeds in there, but that doesn't really bother me too much. I kind of eat it like an apple, and so it's not a big deal, and the fruit tastes amazing. The Kumquat is an extremely cold hardy tree, taking temperatures all the way down to 18 degrees Fahrenheit, which makes it a great choice for the potted culture, because if you're growing a citrus tree in a pot, you probably live in a northern planting zone where it's a little too cold to keep your citrus trees outside all year long. The foliage of a kumquat tree is really pretty, it's evergreen, and it's also a tree that's extremely easy to keep alive during the winter months. You could grow it under a grow light inside of your house. I used to take my citrus trees into the garage, which was unheated, and it had no light whatsoever, and the tree still held up really well. So it's just an extremely hardy, good to grow citrus tree in a pot. And no matter what citrus tree you choose to grow in a pot, you really want to make sure that it's grown on a dwarfed rootstock, which in the citrus world is probably going to be a flying dragon rootstock. It's a really cold hardy citrus tree, which makes it great for growing in northern planting zones. And then it's also a naturally dwarfed rootstock, which means that those roots are going to hold up really well in the potted culture. So if you get a kumquat tree that's grafted on a flying dragon rootstock, you're going to be set up for success no matter where you live. With all those things said, if you have a kumquat tree that's grafted onto a flying dragon rootstock, you can expect a pretty small tree somewhere in the vicinity of 5 to 6 feet tall. A very productive tree, as you can see on my tree. There's fruits on it every year. I never have to worry about it. It's very reliable, and the fruits taste amazing and have a lot of different uses. No matter what kind of things you like to do with your fruit, there's something you can do with a kumquat, and in my opinion, that just brings the value of this tree way up. If you guys have any questions about kumquat trees, leave it in the comments below. Leave a like on the video if you like the content, and check out the AmericanFigCompany.com where we sell over 130 varieties of figs. Thanks so much for supporting us, guys. We just reached over 5,000 subscribers, and we couldn't do any of this without you guys, so please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.